Hello, Mike here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a set of flyball jumps. They're pretty easy to make. Any handyman can do them. Come with me and I'll show you how to get it done. I'm at the lumber store and I bought a sheet of 4x8 plywood and I got them to use their saw and cut it down to two 32-inch cuts, so which gives me 3 pieces of 32 inches by 40-inch piece of plywood. It makes it easier to transport and carry, and their saws are pretty good for a nice even crisp cut. So now I'm in the shop and I have the pre-cut pieces. So I have 3 32-inch by 48-inch cut pieces, and I'm going to transfer my jump template marks onto this board. And as you can see that they actually alternate sides to itemize the paces. So I have a jump upright with a base of 15 inches and it seems to itemize the wood perfectly on that. You can see that I left a little gap between the jumps. If you're using a jigsaw, you could just butt up the lines exactly. So one cut will do both sides of the jumps. I left a gap there because I'm going to use a skill saw and then trim it down with my table saw to be exact cut. You can see I have my skill saw out and my circular saw, and what I'm going to do is just rough cut between the jumps, and then I'll finish it off with my jig that I have for my table saw. So the jumps are rough cut now, and I transfer that over to my table saw and my little table saw jump sled that I have. And it's just kind of reverse sled that falls around along the track there, and it will cut a nice edge, and then I just flip it over and do the other edge. So you can see that that sled, table saw sled, made a quick work of the uniform cutting of all the jump uprights. For the jump tops, you can just square it off, or you can round it off, or do something intricate if you want. I think I'll just kind of chamfer the ends a bit and color dial. So using my compound miter saw, I'm just going to chamfer the ends of the top of the jumps. So using a 3-inch hole saw, I'm just going to cut a hand hole. So using a drum sander attachment for my drill press, I will smoothen out the holes that the 3-inch hole saw left. So to cut the groove for the middle, for the baseboards and the slats to go in, I created this router jig, and it's basically a guide for the router to go up and down in. And I have a 1/2-inch straight cutting bit, so all I do is plunge it down and I cut the groove back and forth, and it's a really clean, smooth cut. And there you have it, nice clean groove there, and nicely spaced, so when you do add some paint that the slats don't bind. So with the remaining 32-inch piece of plywood, I cut the baseboards. So the minimum requirement for the smallest jumps height is 7 inches with 1-inch cincher slat, so these baseboards are at 6-inch cuts. And I have a little bit left over for some 2-inch slats and maybe some 4-inch slats, or maybe even make a box jump prop. That would work well too with this remaining board. And then for cutting the groove in the baseboard, I just use my miter gauge and stack all the baseboards together and raise the saw blade up to about 3 inches and cut the groove in several passes. Makes a nice, accurate, clean cut. And there you have it, a set of flyball jumps, 4 jumps for 1 lane. That's pretty basic woodworking. Any handyman can do it. All you really need is a jigsaw and you can produce a set of jumps. I have some better tools, so I'm able to refine my product a little better. But hope you enjoy this and you can make yourself a set of jumps. Thanks for watching.